Today we have some great tips for you for the month of May. This is a great time of year, lots of sunshine, mild, warm temperatures, everything's starting to grow in the landscape. The first tips I want to share with you today are regarding the turf grasses. In Oklahoma, we typically have cool season grasses and warm season grasses that we can grow. The cool season grasses obviously like the cooler time of year, and we're kind of ending the time where we are really managing them a great deal, at least in terms of fertilization. We want to put down the last application around the first part of May, and then we won't fertilize them again until the fall. But your warm season grasses, this is when they're actively growing. The soil temperatures are warming up, and that's what they need to really take off and grow. And you want to put down an application of fertilizer for them as well, about a 1 pound per 1,000 square feet of actual nitrogen. That'll help get them going and really green up nicely. Also, you want to make sure that you irrigate them well. We've had really dry spring so far, and especially if you're going to add any chemicals to the area or fertilizer to the area, you want to make sure that they're well watered and not stressed. Now, this is also, because of the warm soil temperatures, a great time to establish a warm season turf grass, such as buffalo grass, Bermuda grass, zoysia grass. These can be started by seed, and the best time to do that is between mid-May through the latter part of June. This gives them plenty of opportunity to germinate, to establish well, and acclimate actually before the winter months roll in. Now, we also have occasional problems with some of our turf grasses. One of the problems that we sometimes see in home lawns is dollar spot. They're little round brown spots that show up in the turf about the size of a silver dollar, and those are usually associated with turf grasses that are under fertilized. And so one of the best ways to combat that is just to bring your fertilization up to optimum levels in their turf grass, and that'll help combat against the dollar spot. Of course, there are some fungicides that you can use as well if necessary. Another thing is weeds, and of course those are always a challenge. Nutsedge is a particularly tough weed to control, and that pops up in your turf areas as well as some of your garden beds. In the turf areas, there are herbicides that are available to help control that, and you need to scout for them and watch for them, because as they start to emerge in early summer, that's the best time to hit them with an herbicide. It's much more effective than waiting until they're much older and less vulnerable to the herbicide. Now, also, if you applied a pre-emergence herbicide later or a while back in late winter, early spring to control some of your annual weeds, about mid-May late May through early June is another good time to apply a second application to help expand that control throughout the rest of the growing season, especially for crabgrass and other summer annual weeds that pop up. But be sure you read and follow the label directions on your herbicide package. Now, also, this again is a wonderful time to start planting all of your ornamentals. Annuals, of course, are very popular, and this is a great time to do that. We have a lot of wonderful warm season annuals, and again, the first part of May, when the soil temperatures are warmer, the air temperatures are warmer, is a great time to put those in the ground, especially our tender perennials and tender bulbs as well, summer bulbs such as elephant's ear and gladiolus and dahlias. Those are plants that we typically dig up in the fall, store them through the winter, and then replant them in the spring. 1st of May is a great time to put those back in the ground. Of course, the warm temperatures, soil temperatures also are good for our warm season vegetable crops, especially the melons like the watermelon, cantaloupe, other vegetables such as okra and squash, and all these plants love the warm soil temperatures. This is a good time to get them in the ground so that you can get them going and have a wonderful harvest. If you're maintaining fruit trees in the landscape, they usually require a good spray program throughout the growing season to maintain insect and disease problems. It's difficult to grow a lot of fruits in Oklahoma without a spray program. So hopefully if you started that in the springtime, you'll want to continue that throughout the growing season until the end so that you have a good harvest. Well, these are all the tips we have for you for the month of May. There should be plenty to keep you busy, and hope you enjoy being out in the garden. Come back and join us next month for some more monthly tips.